Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
Party leaders demand local government elections must not be postponed under any circumstance. Court of Appeal to consider petition on local government election on the 30th. Minister Dr. Radhika Senaratne makes revelations on appalling fraud committed by previous government. President leaves of South Korea on a 3-day state visit. Another humiliating defeat for Sri Lanka at the hands of India.
Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Jitendra Kulisena. Let's start off with a look at the stories in detail. The Court of Appeal will consider the writ petition on holding the local government elections on the 30th of this month. The petition was filed by 6 voters. The decision was taken when the Attorney General presented a motion in court today requesting the petition to be examined expeditiously.
Member bench of the Court of Appeal issued an interim injunction order on the 22nd of this month, staying the implementation of the delimitation gazette notification issued by the Minister of Provincial Councils and Local Government. The petition was initially to be examined on the 4th of next month. The Minister of Provincial Councils and Local Government said the Attorney General instructed to take steps to issue the amended delimitation gazette notification for the years 2015 and 2017 following the 30th of this month. Secretary to the Ministry Kamal Padmasuri said the printing errors have been amended. A parliamentary party leaders meeting was convened in Parliament this morning. This was an urgent meeting convened to discuss the stay orders issued by court in relation to the local government elections. Subject Minister Faisal Mustafa attended the meeting. The Speaker's media unit noted that all parties in attendance had unanimously noted that the local government elections must not be delayed any further for any purpose. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe had said that the local government elections must be held in January, followed by the provincial council elections in March, as previously agreed upon.
Meanwhile, Attorney General Jayanta Jayasuriya has appointed a 3-member committee comprising senior state counsels to look into all legal aspects pertaining to the delimitation gazette notification.
Moving on to other local stories now, a heated debate took place in Parliament today regarding the local government election. MP Anur Kumara has asked a question regarding why I travelled overseas. The Commonwealth Local Government Forum was held in Malta. We were applying to hold the summit in Sri Lanka in 2019. There was a cabinet paper submitted in this regard. The proposal was approved and I travelled to Malta with the permission of the President. I didn't flee the country, nor did I travel for a personal reason. As the Minister of Local Government, I acted with good intentions.
The issue now is Delimitation Appeals Committee report and gazette submitted on the 17th of February. It has been more than 9 months. Didn't you know there was a mistake in this gazette all this time? It has been clearly proven that the complainants are close associates of SLFPers. You are a member of the government and you are a member of the SLFP. The case filed against you has been instigated by close associates of SLFP ministers. That is how it becomes Mustafa versus Mustafa.
The gazette issued by Asoka Piris was formed by a committee and there was a JVP member in it as well. I can state with responsibility that there is nothing wrong with the gazette. The Attorney General represented me and stated to court that there is nothing wrong. The order issued by court is an interim order. Interim orders are usually issued during the start of a court case. I have acted with good intentions. All citizens in the country have the right to file a case relating to their rights.
We accept the rights of the citizens. What we oppose is the dishonest use of the judiciary to further their own agendas. They can be associated with Dilan Pereira, Lakshman Nyapa, Shanta Bandara, Tilina or Bandara. This is a political court case.
Honorable Speaker, I have to answer to his
A lot of people can make statements about intentions. However, courts usually grant a ruling based on something. You can even say you had good intentions in a murder case. I rejected the statement that these cases were filed by the SLFP with political intentions.
This ploy was proposed by people who instructed the former president on how to manipulate the judiciary. By getting agitated, they reveal the truth. Those who engage in fraud are never calm. This clearly shows the inside story. One person knew the weakness in this gazette. He is the only person who can exploit it. He appointed a committee. He issued orders.
I continuously stated that there is no flaw in that gazette, and also that gazette today is before a court of law.
When you hear the sound, you can say whether it is from a drum or a door. This is a sound you hear from a door. They have gotten the judiciary entangled in order to suit their own agendas. This is a scam. At least they have the backbone to accept what you have done. If someone has a backbone, stand up and say it. They initiate a ploy, then they hide. Shame. If it was us, we would say what we did and we would challenge you to do what you can. Some people are still asleep. Wake up the person next to you with a nudge.
Speaking in Parliament today, UPFA parliamentarian Rohita Abhiginawardena deplored the rising cost of living.
How much is a kilogram of rice? How much is a coconut? Our minister says that there is a drought. She is a woman and should know this. 100 grams of green chilies cost 100 rupees. 1 kilo of green chilies cost 1000 rupees. So 1 green chili cost 8 rupees and 33 cents. 100 grams of sprats cost 150 rupees. This sprat costs 2 rupees and 14 cents. 100 grams of red onions cost 50 rupees. A kilo of red onions cost 500 rupees. So 1 red onion costs 2 rupees and 50 cents. Put your feet on the earth and go and talk to the people. They will explain the true state of affairs to you. This is the true state of the country. People have been forced to a level where they cannot afford rice, coconuts, green chilies, onions and sprats. We are deeply saddened by the fact that not a single opposition member is in this chamber at present. In truth, it is the duty of the opposition to highlight the shortcomings of this budget and take the necessary steps. But today the duty of the opposition has become holding demonstrations in temples and on the streets. Former presidents are riding bicycles. While they are doing all of that, today we are speaking to empty seats in Parliament where it cost 4.6 million rupees to hold a single sitting. The money spent on employees and on air conditioning is being wasted. They receive a wage of 54,000 rupees and a vehicle permit for more than 20 million rupees. They have all received these benefits, including diplomatic passports and staff. Today, when we are talking about the allocations for some of the most important ministries, including foreign employment, women affairs, social empowerment and welfare, we have to talk to empty chairs in the opposition benches. This is what has become the duty of the opposition. Maybe they are riding bicycles, maybe they are in the temples, maybe they are hanging out of windows proclaiming their need to return to power. Maybe they are complaining or counting their ill-gotten gains. This is the situation today. Maybe they are getting nominations from the lotus bud of the American citizen Basil Rajapaksa. Maybe they are organizing the earlier movement for the American citizen Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who submitted a medical certificate for mental illness in order to be discharged from the army.
UNP parliamentarian Hirunika Premachandra made a strong plea in Parliament today on behalf of women subjected to harassment on social media.
Recently, we saw pornographic footage of women being shared among many through mobile phones, laptops and so on. These women cannot cope and bear with the public humiliation they are subjected to. Even their family cannot bear the humiliation and embarrassment. This website, called Hiru Gossip, openly shared the details of women. If they've done something wrong, their faces are shown and the entire incident is detailed from top to bottom. This is very wrong. These gossip items may be spicy for our interests, but imagine the pain these women and their family go through. It is almost like a twist of fate or irony, because a similar incident happened to the family member of the person who owns this channel. This actually opened the eyes of many. How much pain and tears do you think these women went through, and what ordeals they had to suffer? Imagine the sufferings of their parents and family. Likewise, this person had to share the same suffering and pain. I'm not saying it is right that it happened. Moreover, here we have a leading senior lawyer, the Minister of Justice, who is a woman. This website, Hiru Gossip, has even slung mud at her in a very ugly way. She is like a mother to us. They are posting poems speaking ill of her. What has happened to the media? I'm not talking about censoring the media. As the good governance government, we have given enough freedom to the media, far more than the previous government. But But given that freedom, is it right to abuse that freedom to insult women like this? So as a society with moral values and as one that follows Buddhism, I kindly request everyone here, even Mangala Samarawera, to create a dialogue in this Parliament for an investigation on these matters.
කිසි විදිහකින් ඉන්වෙස්ටිගේෂන් එකක් මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ඇතුලේ කතිකාවතක් ඇති කරන්න කියලා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
The United National Party Kolonnava Balamandal meeting was held yesterday.
The event, held under the auspices of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, was also attended by Ministers Rajitha Senaratne, Mangala Samaraweera and Eran Wickremaratne.
Lasantha Wickrematunge is the one who exposed Gotabaya Rajapaksa's MIG deal. What is this deal? I have seen both MOUs with my eyes. One agreement has the signature of the Ukrainian minister and the other signature on the second MOU was different. One agreement states that one aircraft is 7 million while the other states that the cost is 14 million. Multiply this by 150 to see how much they stole from a single aircraft. Lasantha got hold of the original agreement. He was preparing to expose it through the paper. He was killed before he could do it. The money that they stole from this deal should be brought back to the country. We are searching for all these accounts. There is a company that they formed in Singapore. Both the original and fake agreements are with them. The Ukrainian national who forged the second document had escaped. Fortunately for us, he was arrested in France about a month ago and was extradited to Ukraine. Everything is being revealed. We will never betray the mandate that you have given us. There may be one or two who act like madmen. One such individual was caught making deals and he stepped down. There are another one or two people who are acting out in this way. We will clean them up and we will continue with this government. We didn't receive a mandate to make deals with the Rajapaksas. Wherever I go, people ask me, when are you going to throw the Rajapaksas in jail? Everyone in this government wants the SLFP-UNP government to move ahead, reveal the crimes of the Rajapaksas and forge a brighter future.
And with that, we go in for a short commercial break. President Maithripala Sirisena left the country today on a 3-day state visit to South Korea at the invitation of South Korean President Moon Jae-in.
President Sirisena's visit also marks 40 years of diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and South Korea. The two heads of state will participate in bilateral discussions on the 29th of this month and are expected to focus on several major subjects. Agreements on economic and cultural cooperation and memorandums of understanding on investment cooperation and employment licensing schemes are to be signed during the President's visit.
The Supreme Court decided today to hold a full hearing of the appeals filed by former Colombo District MP R. Duminda Silva and 4 others who were sentenced to death by the High Court after being convicted of the murder of former MP Bharata Lakshman Premachandra and 3 others in October 2011.
The convicts are seeking the removal of the death sentence handed down to them. The Supreme Court decided that the petition will be heard from the 29th of March next year by a 5-member bench chaired by the Chief Justice. The petitions were taken up before a 3-judge bench comprising of Chief Justice Priyasad Depp and Justices Bovana Kaluvihara and Vijit Malalgoda.
Colombo High Court Judge Sampath Wijeratne decided today to postpone the trial of Venerable Uduwe Dhammalokatera of the Allen Methaniyarama until the 30th of this month. He was indicted on charges including the illegal possession of the elephant calf, Chutiputa.
The judge also ordered the Attorney General and the Criminal Investigations Department to take steps to ensure the presence of State Minister Vasantha Senanayake in court on the 30th of this month. The State Minister is appearing as a witness for the prosecution. While a date had been set for the hearing of evidence, the trial was postponed due to absence of the first witness, State Minister Vasantha Senanayake.
I have been coming to court for 2 years now and no trial is being conducted. Once again today, they said the minister is abroad and asked that the case be postponed until he returns. This is what happens when politicians intervene. They fail to show up, which means that nothing has happened. They came to the temple and caused trouble. They should do the same for the other matters too. Instead of doing that, they are simply exacting their revenge from us.
As the public fears the worst, wild officers are continuing the search for the iconic Galgamur tusker, who has not been sighted for more than 2 months.
Male elephants bearing tusks or tuskers are a rare sight in Sri Lanka and face dangers from poachers seeking their valuable ivory. While only 7% of male elephants in Sri Lanka usually grow tusks, currently only 2% of the total elephant population on the island are tuskers. Blind in one eye and with weak sight in the other, the Galgamo tusker stood apart from even the rarest of his species due to the unique curvature of his tusks. This tusker has come into confrontations with humans and has survived even gunshot injuries in the past. Using the power of his sense of smell to locate food, the tusker was known to travel between Galgamur and Kalababa. However, in recent months, as a result of increased human encroachment on his territory, the tusker has been sighted in locations including Kakirava. The tusker had previously been reported missing in Kakirava before turning up again in Galgamur. However, this time around, the tusker's disappearance could be permanent. Suspicions that the animal had been killed arose when two suspects were arrested by police in Nikavava, Polpitigama on the 24th of this month in possession of a pair of elephant tusks and ivory organic gemstones. One of the suspects is Ugrama Niladhari of Herathgama. Due to the reported unique curvature of the tusks that were found and the fact that the mighty tusker was last sighted near Herathgama, the general public and wildlife officials feared the worst. Wildlife officials had sought to inspect the tusks, which are in court's custody at present, without success. A search operation is currently underway across the expanse of the Kahalapalle Forest Reserve, which the tusker frequented. Our correspondent noted that wildlife officers also carried out search operations near human settlements and Chaina cultivations, suspecting that the tusker may have been killed and buried in the area.
The Met Department predicts thunder showers in a number of areas around the country for tomorrow due to a low-level atmospheric disturbance in the vicinity of Sri Lanka. Fairly heavy falls of about 75 to 100 millimeters can be expected at some places, particularly in the central, eastern, Uva, southern and Sabaragamuwa provinces.
During the past 24 hours, the maximum rainfall of 117 millimeters was recorded in Min area. 113 millimeters of rainfall was recorded from the Sogam area in Kandy district, while 112 millimeters of rain was recorded from the Kalavedi Ulpat area in Anuradhapura. Heavy rains were also experienced in the Galimbindu-Vava, Horo Patana and Katagas Digili areas in Anuradhapura. These areas in particular had been severely affected by a drought. Further, the Met Department predicts that the deep sea areas of the coast extending from Kankasanture to Puttalam via Mana could be fairly rough at times as wind speeds may increase up to 50 km per hour. Temporarily strong gusty winds up to 70 to 80 km per hour and very rough seas can be expected in sea areas during thunder showers. International weather forecasting websites note that a change in the weather pattern will result in downpours returning to Sri Lanka and parts of southern India into the coming weeks. According to AccuWeather, heavy rains are expected in Tamil Nadu and Kerala provinces in India, with possible flash floods in Chennai, Madurai, Coimbatore and Kochi cities.
A foundation stone was laid today at the Surya Vava Weekly Fair under the auspices of Deputy Leader of the UNP and Minister of Housing and Construction, Sajith Premadasa.
The construction of the weekly fair is taking place under the Samata Sahana program and the Southern Region Municipal Development Plan. The estimated expenditure of the project is 130 million rupees.
There was a time where massive projects were done for the sake of development, but we should look back and question if those projects were what the general public was expecting and if those projects solved their issues. I checked and found out that a cricket stadium was constructed at a cost of 4,200 million rupees. Instead, they could have constructed 42 weekly fairs. They had an estimated cost of 1,200 million, but spent 4,200 million. Is this what the country needs? They did not identify the burning issues of the people.
The Asia-Pacific Executives Forum 2017 was held in Colombo last evening. Dr. Sarath Amunugama, Minister of Special Assignments, spoke at the forum.
Port City project, which is one of the largest projects in South Asia, where we are hoping to reclaim about 600 hectares from the sea and make it into a financial center. But it will not only just be a financial center, we want to have it an ecologically an environmentally sound city with about 90 hectares of forest from next month, handing over the management of Hambantota port to a company which is jointly owned by a Chinese company and the Sri Lanka Port Authority. You may not know that absolutely 2/3 of the world's shipping goes by Hambantota. Somebody might think this is a dramatic but not true statement, but it is correct. And our strategy now is not to go for privatization. That is passé now. Time has gone. We are more interested in joint ventures.
Well, that's all the news for tonight. Stay tuned to TV1 as experts face the nation to debate delays on implementing new power plants and the impact of delays on consumers and the economy at large.
Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Renewable Energy, Dr. Suren Bhattagoda, Director General of the Public Utilities Commission, Damita Kumar Singha, Executive Director of the Strategic Enterprise Management Agency, Asoka Begunawardena, and the Executive Director of Verite Research, Nishan Dimel, will be on the program.
For the Newsfirst team, I'm Jitendra Kunasena.
And I'm Shayan Silva. Good night.